Good evening, guys. Welcome to today's class. Welcome to today's class, GMGM. So today's class will be. So today's class we are going to go into creating a custom on-chain program. So in this class we are going to be creating like a program on chain on the Solana blockchain. There are several functions and programs in the Solana blockchain. So those functions actually, um, just a minute. So there you go. So um, we're going to be creating. Actually, we've done token program and the NFT program, the Solana NFT program. I shared the GitHub. I shared the GitHub repository for us to study, but because of time and going into the main things that we are supposed to do. So I decided to introduce us today to um, on-chain programs on Solana. So basically, there are programs on Solana which are pre-built. These programs they can be functions. They are functions that actually do some particular things or particular perform some particular action um, in our code or whatever we are trying to build. So, but today we are going to be building our own program and be deploying on Solana. So that's what we're going to be doing today. But but then maybe I'll just brush through the token program we did previously. So let me go ahead and share my screen. It's in this way. So there you go. So I'll open my terminal. What's going on? So from my terminal, I'm going to do a CD to the directory I created for this um, program, which we are going to be doing. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. Share. Please confirm if you can see my screen. Okay. Yes. So, yeah. So let me go ahead and open up my terminal. So this is my terminal here. Let me make it full screen. So let me do a CD that I've been working with. I'll open it with my VS Code and then open. And here we are. So, but before we come into this program, let's uh, this thing. So today we are going to be doing using custom on-chain programs. Like I said, there are programs on Solana, like the Solana network or the Solana blockchain. So these programs are programs that actually, if we are building something, we can call them. They are like functions, so that perform specific actions or specific tasks. So we can actually call them, and they are going to perform that thing that we are setting. You get, so we are going like creating a manual program or a manual function that is going to be existing on the Solana network. Just a minute. So let me reshare my screen. Yeah. Anas Yakubu, you are not the only one here. Actually, the section is going to be recorded. It's auto recorded, so people can always come back to it. So if you can see my screen now, just confirm for me while I go on. So let me go back. So here's on-chain programs on Solana. So what are on-chain programs? Custom on-chain programs on Solana. How to write custom on-chain programs. And we'll go straight to the code section, then Q&A section where you ask questions and get response. So on-chain programs on Solana. What are on-chain programs? So on-chain programs are programs that exist on the Solana network, and um, they are used to perform specific actions or specific tasks. You get, so there are several programs there. So and these programs exist on, most of them exist on several libraries, like the Solana Web3.js is a library, and there are several libraries actually, and they contain these on-chain programs or functions. So, but not necessarily functions per se, but these programs are just um, like contracts on Solana is called a program. A code on Solana is called a program. So these programs are just what programs are, just normal computer written code that perform tasks. So the programs on Solana, we can actually use them, impute them in our own code, and make use of them. So this is Solana has multiple on-chain um, on-chain programs you can use. Just like I said, so the system program dot transfer function, for example, from the Solana Web3.js. So this Solana Web3.js is a library. So this system program dot transfer is a program that makes a transfer. Like it can you can it the program can be used to transfer tokens between accounts. So this program or function can be imputed or imported into your code or into your own program. Like, and the function it actually performs is any program you want tokens to be transferred between accounts or between wallets in Solana. This on-chain, this system program dot transfer comes in handy for you. So the system program dot transfer function from Solana Web3.js to make an instruction for the system program to transfer Sol. So yeah, so the transfer you are actually making from between wallets or between accounts is Sol or Lamports, but basically it is Sol. It is Sol that is like the human readable code. Then it can be represented in Lamports, and like the figure, the numbers, like 1 billion lamports make one Sol. So you can reference the lamports in the amount of the equivalent amount in Sol. Just make the relationship using that 1 billion equivalent of lamport in Sol. So that's it. Then this is another example of a program. This means to. So remember when we were creating a token program, we actually made use of this function or this program here, means to. So it's actually referencing an account where you can where a token is being minted. Then and transfer functions from the Solana SPL token. So this transfer function is kind of different from this one, but basically what it does is transferring of token. So this system program dot transfer, basically what um, the program you can use it to write is program that transfers Sol, that transfers the native token of Solana, which is Sol. While this one doesn't have the system program function attached to it. This transfer function or this transfer program here transfers Solana SPL token. It is imported from the Solana SPL token library. So it transfers, it's used to like transfer tokens, SPL tokens. So this one could be any token you created, like for example, the token we created in our last call. So it could be that token or any token that that is created, which is an SPL token. So long as it is not like an NFT, a non-fungible token, it is an SPL token, given the fact that it exists in the Solana network or the Solana blockchain. So thirdly, this one is just these are just few programs I highlighted just to like demonstrate or to illustrate some of the functions or some of the programs that I'm talking about. So this create metadata account v3 instruction function from Metaplex Foundation. So this is actually from Metaplex. So it is used to make instructions to Metaplex to create token metadata. So the instruction we are talking about, when we were creating the token program, we when we used the transfer there is a function called transaction. So we imported the transaction, then there are instructions that are embedded inside that transaction function. So this create metadata account v3 instruction is a program that writes instruction which are embedded inside a transaction, and that transaction is actually a transaction that creates or make instructions to metaplex to create a token. Do you understand that? So this is used to like write the instructions. You can send um let's say you want to write a token metadata. You want to write a metadata, that's the name, symbol, um image URI, and the likes and the rest of them. So you are going to initiate a transaction, and this transaction you are initiating contains instructions, because it's the instructions that are going to it is those instructions that make up that transaction, and it is that transaction you are sending to the Solana network. So those instructions are the instructions that, in this context, to write instructions or to write a metadata to metaplex. So those instructions are the instructions that write um the metadata for that particular token to metaplex. It writes to metaplex, and this program or this function is the one that is responsible for that. Hope you understand. So yeah, that's it. So custom on-chain programs on Solana. How to write custom on-chain programs, which we are going to go through it when we go into the code section. So to write custom on-chain programs on Solana, you will need to create the instructions manually. Now, let me point out something. There is something I would like to point out now. So I just spoke about instructions that make up a transaction. The instructions are the instructions or and the transaction. They already exist in Solana network there. They already exist in the Solana network there. So if you want to like make use of those set of instructions or that transaction, you are just going to all you have to do is just to call it from the Solana network. But here, with the custom on-chain program we are creating, we are going to be writing these instructions manually. We are going to be writing them by ourselves. So this is the code section. So in this code section, we are going to create a script. Yeah. So actually, there is a counter program on Solana. So we'll be writing a transaction program to ping the Solana counter program, that counter program on Solana. So basically, there are several programs that are already available on the Solana blockchain, like I said. So that we will just call it, and when we want to make use of it, we will just call it. So Solana have multiple of on-chain programs. The one we are going to use basically. So the first of them all is like this system program dot transfer. So I've talked about those already. So we are going to be creating a script to ping an on-chain program that increments a counter each time it has been pinged. So what this actually means is that we are going to write a code or a program, or what our program actually does is a ping program. So this program or this script that we're going to be writing is going to ping an on-chain program that exists in the Solana network. We are going to be seeing those things. It's going to ping it, an on-chain program on the Solana networks. On the Solana network. Now, that on-chain program that exists on the Solana network um, is a counter program. So we're pinging that counter program that it with my VS Code. So let me just check. So yeah, so let me go back.